Inmates, how is life behind bars? Not these bars, these bars. Really excited day today. Look at the new 1300, my 1300. It used to be a trophy, it still is a trophy, but we've been kitting it out with some very special stickers from Shroud Graphics in Holland. It just looks so epically good on my bike. Love it. And for those of you who are gonna ask loads of questions, what's 75 all about? Date of birth. So basically I'm tricking this all out ready for the ABR Festival. If you haven't heard of the ABR Festival, where have you been? ABR, Adventure Bike Rider. We've been going every year, whether it's just been personally just going along and camping or going there as a business. This is gonna be our second, well, technically third year going there representing a bike thing. If you're going along, please come and say hi, come and see the bike itself. Not only is my bike gonna be there, but also Trophy Pete. Who's Trophy Pete? Trophy Pete's a lot bigger than me, literally physically in height, I think. He's Dutch. They're all tall, aren't they? But he's got a huge Instagram account, Trophy Pete. So I'll put a tag down below for that so you can see that. His bike's gonna be there as well. Looks very similar to this now, but instead of being blue accents, he's got red accents. Got to be honest, his bike inspired me to do this. So if you wanna call me a copycat, fine, but you know, hey, it works well. The new graphics are on there to make it unique. You know this isn't a bike thing machine. What else have we done to it? We've put bark busters on there. We've put the full Touratech crash bars on there. I was tempted to put the actual aftermarket Touratech bars on there. Obviously the upper bars are aftermarket bars, but they are the ones that specifically are compatible with the OEM lower Touratech bars that you get from BMW. Now I was tempted to whip them all off and put the full aftermarket Touratech ones on there with the 4-point mounting system on there, but I thought to myself, I'm probably going to be dropping this bike a lot. I've already dropped it 3 times now going down green lanes. It hasn't been anything too bad, but you know, the bike is going down, so I don't care. The bars on here look great anyway. And then I was thinking maybe putting the black ones on there because the black look really good as well. But then I thought to myself, no, that's going to get scratched and it's going to make the bike look even worse. So they're staying on there as they are. But if you are after the black ones, they look so, so good. All right, so if you want a full set of lower and upper Touratech crash bars, you know where to get them from, right here, a bike thing. You'll see I've got the Chigee AI05 Lite on here. Now that is the Chigee system with the cameras. As of the date that I'm making this video, which I think is the 22nd of June, we have 3 Chigee systems. We've got the AI05 Lite. By the way, AIO stands for all-in-one, 5 stands for 5-inch screen. The Lite, no idea, but that is the version that has the cameras. Then you've got the AIO5 Play. The Play is basically the same, but without the cameras. And then we've got the brand new AIO5 Play BMW edition, specifically for BMWs. As of today's date, this is not ready. This is a test product only. It works fantastic. Chigee are telling me that this one in my hand is not waterproof, so it really is just a prototype, but it works perfectly fine. When they arrive, obviously it'll be fully waterproof and you have the 2-year warranty. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that, 2-year warranty. You only get a 2-year warranty, as I know of, if you buy your Chigee product through a bike thing. I've negotiated that with them. You can get a 2-year warranty through us, so we pay a little bit more for them, sacrifice a bit of margin, just so you've got peace of mind, knowing that if you get any problems, you can just send it straight back to us and we'll sort it out for you. But there it is. Connectivity straight to your BMW. I have already had questions because we've been posting this on Instagram already and TikTok. Do you get the cameras with it as well? No. If you think about it, if you had to put cameras with it, well then it wouldn't be a straight snap into the GPS cradle. The cameras need to be wired into the actual unit itself. So unless they come up with some incredible invention in the near future, the BMW edition is only going to be Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is great because you can get all your maps on your phone and everything you need. It's all going to come through onto your device. There's no installation fee. It's like taking a BMW product from BMW and snapping it straight into the cradle and you're done, okay? Whereas with the Lite version, like I've got here, and the non-BMW edition, you need to buy the remote control on our website so you can control the device through the WYSIWHEEL and also the respective mount for your bike. but that BMW edition just snaps right in. Also, take a look at the foot pegs. Now, if you've been watching my last video, you'll notice that on my R1300 GSA, which by the way, this is going to be going to a lucky winner very soon. This is going to be an ABR as well, but going back to the foot pegs, we've got the Gilles foot pegs on here, which are the Tech X Adventure. I've put the Pro X Enduro ones on my 1300. Take a look at them. Now, these need to come with a warning. They are so grippy. They don't look that grippy, but when you are on them, they are very grippy, to the point where I rode my bike into the workshop yesterday and I couldn't get my foot off the foot peg. I was just being lazy trying to slide it off. You've got to pick your feet up. So they really lock your boot into place on the foot pegs. They feel very, very good. And they look super trick on the bike. And I've already mentioned in previous videos that we've got the Denali D3s on here. I've had D7 Pros on here going back to, well, earlier in the year, or before. Actually last year, because we were one of the first people to have them in the country. But I've got the D3s on here. They're bright enough. I don't want to put great big expensive headlamps on this bike because it is going down. I don't want to damage that kind of money on my bike unnecessarily. And they are so ridiculously bright that, you know, I just don't need that on this bike. And I think the D3s on the R1300 are just perfect. If you notice the way I've mounted them to the crash bars, that is a Touratech accessory light mount. That isn't just a light mount, that's an accessory mount, but we are using it for a light. They're not sold in pairs, they're sold as singles, but if you are buying a bundle on our website for your R1300, we automatically make sure that 2 of those are added to your bundle if you select that as your light mount option. If you're not aware of our bundles, they're the best on the market globally. No one is putting bundles together like us in the world. We take all the hard work out for you. You tell us you've got an R1300, you say, right, do I want a D7 bundle, or a D7 Pro bundle, or a D3 or a D4, whatever you want, and then the whole page is set up and configured in a way where, based on what you select, sound bomb, not a sound bomb, that kind of thing, it then puts the respective mounts for you to select as well. You get everything in our bundles, so you can't go wrong. Now with the Chigee AI05 Lite, obviously it comes with cameras. I've got the camera mount on my R1300. It's a really, really good position for the camera. You only see a slight bit of the side of the fairing at the front, the nose cone. It's just a tiny, tiny bit, which is actually quite a nice perspective to look at when you're looking through the camera. We're now selling these. We've got these in stock now. They've taken a while to be manufactured, but what you get is the complete light cowling assembly with the rubber block at the bottom, and you just push the camera in. It was originally made for the Innovv cameras. They fit fine. The Chigee is about 1 mil wider. As you can see, it fits fine. Bulges a little fraction on the sides, but I'm fine with that. It looks good. It's still a really, really good position for the light for your Chigee or your Innovv system. I've recently put the Gilles Bar Risers. These are a work of art. I like these a lot. They bring the bar up and they bring them towards you just a fraction, but you can flick the block round and bring them back even more towards you. I haven't done that. I've just used it as a riser where they're coming back a little bit, but then I've pivoted my bar up a little bit as well. So it's put it in a really nice spot for me. I've got to be honest, I've got these because they look so damn good. Made out of a beautiful billet aluminium. They're just a very nice feature on the bike. I know you can see bark busters on here. The bark busters are not official R1300 bark busters. They are from the R1250, which we've made an adjustment to get them on here. I have heard that bark busters will be having an official R1300 GS bark buster in the very near future. I think we're probably looking at around about August time. As you know, we only do powder coated ones here. So if you want powder coated ones, stick around, maybe hold out until we've got them here in stock in August time when they'll be powder coated for you. Otherwise, buy some R1250 ones like us and make the necessary adjustments where we had to, I can't remember now, but we had to file off one side before we then powder coated them. We are stocking more double takes because they are ridiculously popular. I've previously had the long arms on here and I've still got the long arm double takes on my R1250 GSA, but I've literally just now, after I've done a load of video work, we've just swapped out the long arms to the shorter arms on this. The reason I've done that is because I was out green laning with Tom a couple of weeks ago and all of the branches and the trees and bushes coming around the side where the farmer hasn't done his job yet, making it clear for Steve to go through, well, all of the shrubs and the bushes were smacking against my bark busters constantly, which is great because obviously that was saving all of my stuff. But my wing mirrors, which I should have taken off really, but they were just flipping in, constantly flipping in. So I think if I put some slightly short ones on, they're not going to get bashed as bad. And again, another thing which makes it just look a little bit more trick. But when I'm properly going off-roading or going green laning, I should be flicking them in towards the middle of the bike because you shouldn't really need them when you're out doing the lanes. Right, so there's just one missing part on the bike, which you can see behind me. What's that one thing that's missing? What's this video supposed to be all about? Exhaust wars. We are going to go through a range of exhausts that I've got to a table on my right-hand side. Now I've got 4 exhausts here, but there's 7 setups. We've got the OEM exhaust, then we're going to move on to the OEM Akrapovic exhaust, and then we're going to move on to the aftermarket Akrapovic exhaust, and then the final one we're going to put on here, which is going to involve a little bit more work, is the new Jekill Hyde, which has only just been released. I'll talk more about the Jekill Hyde at the end of this video, so stick around. Let's see the exhausts going on, let's do all the sound tests and stuff, and then I'll tell you a bit more about how you can get your hands on a Jekill Hyde. I'm going to be really torn on this one, and it's very important that you know that I'm actually very unbiased between the 2 aftermarket exhausts we've got here, which is the Akrapovic aftermarket and the Jekill Hyde aftermarket. I am unbiased because I make the same profit margin on both exhausts. It makes no difference to me which one you have. All I ask is that, hopefully, if you've enjoyed this video, that you buy it from us. The Akrapovic exhaust is a thing of beauty. It is such a beautiful can. It's lightweight. It just looks amazing. I was in Slovenia last year having a tour of the Akrapovic factory. The way they work, maybe going into too much detail, but I was hearing about how they recruit their welders. They bring on like 30 welders a year or every 6 months. After the 6 months of training, they're not even allowed to do any work at the factory until they've gone through their induction period, which is like 6 months long. And after that 6 months, only one gets in. The level of quality control at Akrapovic is next to none. For me, if I've got an Akrapovic exhaust on my bike, not a fake copy from somewhere, that's not the same thing. I know where it's come from now, and I really appreciate how much work's gone into that exhaust. And also, whilst I'm on the subject of Akrapovic, please everyone, stop calling it Akrapovic. The guy's name is Akrapovic. It's Igor Akrapovic. That's his surname, Akrapovic. Think tennis player, okay? Akrapovic. So the way we're going to do this, Tom's going to come out and he's going to put on the OEM exhaust onto it. We're then going to take it outside and we're going to give every single exhaust the exact same sound test. What you're not going to see off screen is us warming the bike up. I've spoken to a few people who specialize in exhausts, including Akrapovic and Jekill Hyde, and they're both saying the exhaust is always going to sound best once it's warmed up. So we're going to warm it up, making sure it's nice and hot, so you get the exact same results from every single can. There's 4 exhausts here, but 7 tests. Why? So we're going to put the OEM exhaust on, do a sound test, come back in here, put the ES Eliminator on by Healtech. Basically, it stands for Exhaust Servo Eliminator. Now what that does, it puts a switch up on your handlebar, and that controls the flapper thing. I'm going to give it all the right technical names. The flapper thing on the header pipe, at the back of the header pipe, it means we've got the option of keeping it open all the time. Now, as a standard bike, that flapper thing, on your bike, when your bike is cold, it's open all the time. But when it warms up, it then closes and it becomes a bit quieter. You can test this with your bike right now. You'll hear it starts off a bit louder and then it gets quieter after about 20-30 seconds. With this button, we can open up that flap. We can close it, we can open it, and we can also turn the whole thing off. I've had that on my bike with the OEM Akrapovic can from new for the last few months, and it is a really nice mod at an affordable price. It doesn't make it like Jekill Hyde good. It's not like really good sound, but it does sound better. And what I found from my own experience of riding my 1300 is that you get a nice little burble and crackle from the exhaust as you're coming down through the gears. That's my own personal experience that I'm getting from it. As long as you've got it in position 2, which is the valve open. If you go into position 1, that closes the valve. In the instructions, it does say do not ride it in position 1 for too long to avoid overheating, because position 1 makes the exhaust quieter, but the bike wants you to have the that valve open more often, because if you don't fit this device to your bike, well then the flap does its own thing based on the bike's brain, okay? But this gives you some control. For me, if you just have it open all the time, it's all good. So we're gonna fit that with the OEM, then we're gonna fit the OEM Akrapovic, then come back in here and fit it with the Healtech. The Healtech already be on there, so we can run those two tests at the same time, just by turning it off and turning it on. Then we're gonna come back in here and put the aftermarket Akrapovic on the bike, which I absolutely love. I think it's the best looking exhaust here. Sorry, Jekyll Hyde, but it is gorgeous. We do already sell a lot of those right now. And then again, do the second test after that with the ES Eliminator on the bike with the aftermarket Akrapovic. And then come back here and put the Jekyll Hyde on, which is going to take a little bit longer. By the way, those of you screaming at your screen saying, oh, why can't you put an Arrow exhaust on there? Right, just so you know, I do have connections with Arrow exhausts through a local UK distributor, but they couldn't get an Arrow exhaust system to me in time for this video. It's very important. We had to get this video done now. Why? Because of ABR, and then the week after ABR, the bike is being taken down to Garmisch for Motorrad Days. I've got a sneaky suspicion they're going to be launching the new adventure bike there as well, but I don't know for sure. But if you're going to that, or you're thinking about going to that, well, I'm going to be there on Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday with this bike on the Jekyll Hyde stand. So it's no surprise to you that the Jekyll Hyde cam will be staying on the bike at the end of this video. But I think we all know it's going to sound really, really good. We haven't heard it yet. Okay, let's get cracking and get that first exhaust on there. Whilst Tom's doing that, I also forgot to mention that Dennis Defroy, he's going to be at Garmisch on the Saturday. Now, Dennis Defroy, also known as Toro Rides, another huge Instagram god. He's just got rid of his 1250, or I think he's got rid of it, and he's now got an R1300 GS. The reason I want to mention him is that we are supporting him with his Denali products on his bike. I've never met him actually, so he'll be on the stand on the Saturday at the Jekyll Hyde in Garmisch as well. So it'd be really good to see you there, Dennis.
So we've had this servo eliminator on the bike for around 3 or 4 months now. It's super simple to fit. You've got this cable here going back up to the switch at the top. That literally just plugs in. And then the servo limiter just goes in line with your original servo on your bike.
Yeah.
So if I unplug it here, it says. So that's the servo eliminator plug.
Which one?
These two here.
So that's what comes with the servo eliminator in the pack.
Yeah.
Those two in your left hand, yeah?
So essentially that's the servo eliminator unplugged from the bike.
Okay.
This is how it would come from stock.
Yeah.
You can see the wiring loom goes into the servo.
It plugs in there, does it? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's how it would come when you buy the bike. When you come to fit your servo eliminator, you unplug this.
Yeah.
You plug that one into there. Was it that way? That way. Yeah. Tuck it out of the way, and then plug the other end back into the bike servo. That way you're completing the circuit.
Okay, just like a daisy chain.
Yeah,
really.
and then
have you used a zip tie to?
I made my own special little bracket because it doesn't come with this in the kit. So I've used parts that I've got in my drawer and just made a nice little bracket, securing it on there. It's taped on, and then the switch just plugs back straight into the.
But you could literally zip tie it to anything, yeah?
Yeah, you can zip tie it to anything.
Okay, and put the cover back on.
Yeah. And follow the cable up.
Cool. All right, so the cable that follows up, how have you threaded that through? So
on this bike, it's just going up through there, under the tank, up the side, and then following it back up to the handlebars. You don't really need to take the bike to bits at all. You can do it with the fuel tank on. So now we've fitted the servo eliminator, we can do all the tests, because if you have the button in its central position, it's like it's in factory settings, so it's as if it's not even fitted to the bike. It just works as it would out the factory. It's only when you push the button that you get the change.
We're going to be doing a sound test when it's warm, revving the engine at a standstill, then we're going to do a ride off and then a ride by. And just to confirm, The ES Eliminator, it's not active at all. It's in the 0 position. It's not on whatsoever. So here we go. It's about 3,500 revs. Now let's go to 5,000 to 6,000 revs. Microphone is now on the camera. Let's ride off. Just for the record, as I passed here, I was in 5th gear, doing no more than 60 miles an hour, of course, as I came along here. So I'm going to start it again with the valve closed using the ES Eliminator, and then you're going to hear it change as I put it into position 2 and open the valve. So that's closed. That's 3,000 revs. Let's take it to 5,000 to 6,000 revs. Close the valve again. Okay, so I'm going to leave the valve open and do the ride-off test and ride by. I don't know if you're going to hear it through here, but the down change, because obviously the microphone's with the camera, the downshift is great. It just adds that extra bit of fun to the bike. So if your budget's a little bit restricted, then this ES Eliminator is going to put a smile on your face with what you've got. Yeah, so the reason Tom's got his bike gloves on is because it's a bit hot.
It is a bit hot.
By the way, this exhaust is on the website right now. So these go for just shy of £1,200 if you went to go and buy it from BMW now. I've got it on there for £649. If you are overseas, well then you can remove the VAT. It's in a pre-loved section. So when you're on the website, go to the category section and drop down. It's all in alphabetical order and you're looking for pre-loved. And you'll see the exhaust on there and maybe a couple of other things that we need to list that we've been collecting over the last year.
Done.
Same again, the ES Eliminator is on the bike. We're going to do the first test with it off, completely unswitched, you know, on the 0 position. And then we're going to do it again with the ES Eliminator activated. Let's see how different this is to the stock exhaust. Ooh. Hey up. It's getting busy down here now. ES Eliminator is switched off, so it's not active at all. Here we go. Here we go again, same exhaust. Now we're going to turn on the servo eliminator into position 2. So we're going to start it off with it switched off and then turn it on when it's on. Okay, switching on now. Now I'm going to close it. And open it. Okay, leave it open and do a ride-off. What's on my mind, personally, I found that the stock exhaust was more effective than this Acra. Would you agree with that, Tom? Yeah. Oh, that looks good. It looks good. That is sexy as. This is a brand new aftermarket Akrapovic in black. Obviously we're going to use it for this test and I can't put it back in the box and sell it as brand new. But I can put it in our pre-love section. It's on there right now with 10% off. So the only use it's getting is the it's less than a mile's use for this test. So if you want to grab an absolute bargain on this, 10% off, then snap it up now. I would say buy this with ES Eliminator. That looks so good. That really does look good. There's a part of me that wishes that we put the one there on it, but that literally sold in the last 7 or 8 hours on the website. It's our last one. And I think that would look better on here because of the crash bars, but only because of the crash bars. But the black looks equally just as good. Okay.
Round 3.
Right, let's warm it up and go and do the test. ES Eliminator is deactivated in the 0 position. Let's fire it up. It looks amazing. Does look really, really good. Okay. I am noting a little burble on the down rev. As it revs down, I'm hearing an extra burble. Okay, let's open it up. Closed again. And open. So Tom has just pointed out that I'm in the loud mode. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to turn it off and ride off. So do the ride off and the drive by with it off, and then do it again with it turned on. So it's slightly different, but you'll get the gist. I'll put little links across the screen so you know what mode is what. And that sounds great with this Eliminator switched on. It's the down change. You get this lovely burble and crackle. I don't know if it's coming out on this microphone or not. Right, let's go and put the Jekill on. So beautiful. It's a shame to take it off. It's such a shame to take it off. And it sounds good too. It actually sounds really good. With the Healtech Eliminator, it sounds proper good. Would you say it sounds better than the
I think it sounds
stock?
better than stock.
Okay, all right.
There's not much in it, but it does sound better.
May as well put that on camera, okay. You probably did hear that as just talking normally off screen. So Tom thinks it sounds better. Obviously I'm on the bike and I think it sounds great, but I still think the stock exhaust with the Healtech Servo Eliminator, it's a really, really good result and certainly better than the OEM Akrapovic. But he's saying, and I would agree, that this can here on the bike with this Healtech Servo Eliminator sounds the best yet. I would be really happy with this. If I bought this and it was on my bike, because I've got a funny feeling the Jekill Hyde is going to absolutely piss all over this on the sound side of things. But I would be happy with this if I bought this and then discovered the Jekill Hyde. Right, so the Acra is now coming off and we're putting the Jekill Hyde on. A little bit more involved in this one, probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. More involved than the 1250 from what we gather. Obviously it's the first time that we've done it. As you can see, the panels have to come off. This is why the Jekill Hyde should be installed by an approved installer. We are an accredited installer for Jekill Hyde. It took us some time to get that certification. As you can see, we have got stock arriving. We'll have 10 new cans we have ordered with Jekill Hyde. They're going to be here on the week commencing the 8th of July. So by the time you're watching this, they're probably already here. I've got a funny feeling this video is going to sell. We're going to sell out via pre-order because I am making it available for you to buy via pre-order. Now, if you try and twist my arm and buy one of these for mail order, we can do that, okay? But you are forfeiting your warranty. You get a 4-year warranty with Jekill Hyde exhausts, which is really good. But the condition is it must be installed by a certified installer, of which we are. If it's not installed by a certified installer, you've got 0 warranty, okay? If you order it, when you get to checkout, people in the UK, because obviously we sell more of these to people in the UK because they have it installed, at the checkout, make sure you do not select shipping, you select installation at a Bike Thing HQ. That will then remove the shipping fee, and then it starts the process. There's an automated process in the background, which then pings an email out to you asking you to secure the date in our fitting diary. Simple as that. Right, okay, I had to step out for a second because a customer just popped in impromptu to pick up a load of bits. And let's see how far Tom has got with the install now. Still not quite done yet. What is that in the end?
This is the servo valve.
Just the record, I did know it was a servo valve, but I was looking at the screen rather than what's in your hand. Okay, Jekill Hyde is on. Let's take a look at it. It's good. Looks really, really good. Ooh. Can we activate the valve in here actually without turning it on?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I just got it there. Yeah. Nice. So just so you know, we've taken the ES Eliminator off now and replaced it with the button for the Jekill Hyde. So we'll have a used ES Eliminator in the pre-loved section of the website. Right, so we've got a quick synchronization process to run based on the instructions. No point in going through that with you. That is something that a dealer has to do before we hand the bike over to the customer. So we're going to do that now. Next time we turn the camera on, we'll be back down the front and we will give you a running demonstration of it. Right now at this point, we haven't heard it yet. We've obviously heard it because we've been warming it up. It sounds magnificent. It really does sound great. Okay, so I was just looking down the exhaust to make sure it is closed. That is closed. So let's give you a few revs. Okay, now we're going to fully open it. Really hear that change. Okay, let's take the revs a bit higher. Okay, and close it again. Okay, and now we've got a halfway point on it. You can really hear that change again. Okay, let's open it up again. Let's do the ride off and drive by. That's great. Sounds a lot better, doesn't it?
Sound the best, that does.
Yeah, I reckon that rear tyre.
You just skidded all the way down there.
It's because I've got an Enduro Pro, that's why. Okay, I'm definitely getting the best sound, the very best sound out of that exhaust. It's worth the money, it is worth the money, but if I'm completely honest, I'm sorry Jekyll Hyde, I just love the look of that Acra. The Acra just looks stunning, but I understand you can't put the tech that you've got in your Jekyll Hyde into the Acra. I get that completely. I will be keeping the Jekyll Hyde on the bike. The sound's more important to me than the looks, but maybe for you, the looks are more important than the sound. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it's not too long, but it's quite good content, so hopefully I've filled up your weekend with great stuff. Right, until next time, stay safe behind bars, not these bars, but these bars, and hopefully I will see you at the ABR. If I do, I want you to come up to me and just literally go, not these bars, but these bars. Just do that, okay? That's all I want you to do, and I'll give you something free in exchange. And then if I see you at Garmisch, do the same again. Steve, not these bars, and I'll give you something in exchange for that, because I really appreciate that. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Tom.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, put me in. I have to kneel down because he's so goddamn tall.
The real worker.
Yeah.
The real worker.
The real
yeah.
worker.
He's coming on his weekend. He's doing it literally out of the love of his heart. He doesn't even want paying, do you?
Am I? I'm not.